Unlock the door, bitch. I'm on my way, and I got chicken strips.
I don't know why they call them chasers. It's not like Chubs can run real fast.
Double vodka with hot brownie chasers.
She just wanted to watch me eat it. Naked.
I can't say that. That's dirty.
Chasers will do anything to get into your pants. I love them.
Stop it! Stop!
Oh,
God! Chubs Gone Wild!
Well, good morning and welcome to Chubs Gone Wild. Technically it's afternoon, but you know, what the hell. It is episode 562, recorded on Monday, September 30th, 2024, where it is 95 degrees and sunny in Chubland, and it is 14 days until Thanksgiving, well, in Canada, and 31 days until Halloween here, which means tomorrow is October 1st. It's 59 days till Thanksgiving and 86 days until Christmas. What do you think you're going to do for Thanksgiving this year?
What?
What do you think you're going to do for Thanksgiving this year?
Have Thanksgiving dinner?
Really?
Well, my niece's house.
Oh, that's cool. I was wondering if you'd like go to Sean's family or something.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So no, that's cool because I know usually you don't really do Thanksgiving. It's not really your favorite, but
Well, no, I don't like eating Thanksgiving dinner because it's gross. Most everything's gross.
well, it is pretty brown.
It's not that. It's the turkey's dry. Almost, I mean, not always, but enough. It's turkey and it's a big slab of turkey, and I don't like turkey in that form. And then you've got the sweet potatoes, which are gross.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they're gross if you throw sugar and marshmallows and all that crap on it, syrup, blah. And then the green bean casserole, which is just like vomited into a bowl. And it's terrible.
Now I'm feeling sick to my stomach. I will stick to I love the turkey and some mashed potatoes. That's good. And I will eat a pie or two because that's how I roll. And I'm not so much into all that other stuff. And actually, after you talked about the casserole, now my stomach's like, bleh. I don't think I've ever tasted one or wanted to. But anyway.
Oh, I've tasted it.
Ugh.
I mean, I don't mind all the elements of it, but why are they together?
To me, it's as disgusting as lime jello with whatever in it.
Carrots.
Ugh. Why? Anyway, so moving on, Patreon offers folks a way to support creators like us and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, books, videos, other items and things and such. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Sausage from the Universe, but Eric, Sean, Charles, Phoenix Dave, Brother Sinatus, Kingsley, Kathy Bacon, and Boost P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame to find out how you can become a supporter of the work that we do. And today we have a wonderful affirmation. I am teachable. Life is an education, and I am a student. I am doing the best I can, and every day it gets easier. Okay, well, that was something. Well, let's go back in time and talk a little bit about history for a minute, because on today, in 1889, Wyoming legislators wrote the first state constitution to grant women the right to vote. In 1868, the first volume of Little Women was published. In 2005, Michael Eisner resigned as Disney CEO. 1955, James Dean died in a car accident. 1927, Babe Ruth hit the 60th homer of the 1927 season. And in 1918, President Woodrow Wilson speaks in favor of female suffrage. See, September was very female, women oriented, as it should be.
Well, and don't forget, this month we also heard um, the lieutenant governor of North Carolina say he thinks that women shouldn't have the vote anymore.
Oh, that's true. That's very, very true. I think that uh, he needs therapy. He needs drugs. He needs something because that guy is just not right in the head on a lot of things. But let's leave him behind and see if we celebrated any holidays today. Oh, look, it's Ask a Stupid Question Day. Go for it. Did you ask a stupid question today? I just
Yes.
did. All right. Hey, it's also chewing gum day. Do you chew gum anymore?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. Extra virgin olive oil day.
Have you noticed that you don't see a lot of gum like on the ground anymore? It's like gum has really fallen out of
Favor.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I only know like one. I only the last time I saw somebody chew gum was actually while he was in the adult movie, shall we say. Yeah. And it just all I wanted to do the whole time that he was doing things, I just wanted to say, take the gum out of your mouth. What's the matter with you? Anyway, but today is extra virgin olive oil day as compared to the regular virgin olive oil.
Yeah, I don't have any right now.
At all? Hmm.
No, we've been doing avocado oil and
Oh, I have some of that.
sunflower oil, I think it is.
Okay.
And of course, some soybean vegetable oil.
Yes. The avocado oil I have in a spray can to like spray pans with.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also oh, go ahead.
You can get a double thing of those really cheap at Costco.
Oh, okay. I got
Yeah.
mine at Winco. It was yeah, like $3.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also International Blasphemy Rights Day. What the fuck that mean? Oh my God. The mothership has landed. One that we're doing today. This is perfect. It is International Podcast Day. Who
Yay.
knew? We did it. Oh,
And actually, we're recording all of our podcasts today.
that's true.
We planned it that way.
Yeah, exactly. It's also International Thunderbirds Day. Thunderbirds go! I don't know.
I don't know what that means. So.
Yeah, I might be a British thing, or a cartoon. I don't know. Um, it's also an International Translation Day.
Wait, is that the one with the puppets? Like the marionettes, the Thunderbirds?
I don't know. I thought it was a cartoon or something.
Well, yeah, it was a children's marionette show where they were like, I don't know, was it space or were they just flying? Remember, it was very much like the shit, what was the name of that? It was the South Park creators. They did that one show with the marionettes and they
Oh yeah.
that I mean I think it was based on that. I don't know. I'll look it up later.
Thunderbirds Go, which you can watch on Tubi right now, apparently.
Mm, mm.
It was a colossal fortune decides that he must use it to benefit others, and he creates an international rescue uh, from 2016. Okay,
Hmm.
definitely not anything I was thinking of. Oh, a remake hit of Thunderbirds Are Go is a remake hit of the 1960s Super Marionette Nation. Super
There it
Marionette
is. That's it.
TV
Yeah.
show. Okay. Wow.
Okay. So
Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up later because I kind of remember that. It's also National Translation Day, National Hot Mulled Cider Day. 100 degrees and you want hot mulled cider? No, thank you. Um, National Love People Day. Do you love people? I think we all know the answer to that. Um, I like people from a distance. That's good. It's also National Mud Pack Day, Preparathon, National Souffle Potato Day. Hmm. Orange Shirt Day. Well, I used to celebrate that, but not any longer. It's also National Time for Yoga. Mm, yeah, no. Yeah, no. Okay, we're gonna close that out and get back over here. And we're gonna add one little thing here before we move on to birthdays. Okay. I think we probably got a lot of birthdays coming up. We had a lot today, actually. Okay, happy birthday to Rachel, Amy, Proctor, Robert, Christine, and Charlene. Also, huh, okay. Happy birthday to upcoming birthdays to Tom. We have Tinos, Eric, Teresa, Lily, Cubby, Rob, Patty, Taylor, Wayne, Bo, Gavin. Oh, Gavin, he's one of our Pride 48ers. We saw him. We met him several times actually. He did an underwear party and it was dirty. Not the underwear, just the party. We
ew.
also we also had Justin, Vitali, Andy, Karen, and Jason. Happy birthday, everybody. We hope you have a wonderful, wonderful. Oh my gosh. In October alone, I have 96 birthdays coming up.
Yeah, I don't have as many birthdays anymore.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. You cut the fat, so to speak.
It's trim the fat.
Oh, okay. Uh, One a
And
little of
that's
this, a little of that. Yeah.
and that's what chasers say when they break up with their chubby boyfriends. I'm trimming the fat.
Oh, that's rude. And what do we say? We got the gristle and the bone and tossed it away.
I I don't
Um,
know.
okay. All right. So in our feedback, Sean says the couple from that advice question sounds terrible. If they're keeping score over like that over gifts, there can't be any joy in that relationship. And I agree. If you're counting two uh, for your relationship, there's something wrong.
Well, and the thing was that it was so um petty.
Yeah.
It's not like I bought you a car and you got me a card.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Well, you got to learn to pronounce better. I thought you said we're getting cards this year.
Hmm.
Cards. But I mean that's something huge.
Yeah.
But where's my what was it, $50 gift card, $20
Yeah.
gift card,
Yeah.
50. Yeah. Yeah.
After buying him something else. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing that we don't really know what it is.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay. So thank you, Sean. And so now we got some chub hugs, and I'll let you go first.
Well, just everybody that's been, every time a hurricane runs through,
Yeah.
it's like, and some of these things, oh my God, some of the pictures, all the flooding.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it's and of course the worst is well, I it's probably not worse to the people who had any damage, but the storm surge, the water, was where it was up to like, I think it was 15 feet. So, the storm surge comes in and your house is covered.
Mm-hmm.
That's just insane.
And there were people that would not leave.
Well, there's always people that aren't going to leave.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
The thing, well, I mean, the people I feel for, but I the pets that get to play displaced and lost and
Well,
stuff.
did you hear what they were telling people to do?
No.
Take a Sharpie
Oh yes, I
and on the
uh,
belly of the dog or cat, put their name and your phone number.
yeah. And
So,
they were
yeah,
saying that they were telling people to write their names on their with the Sharpie on their body because they were basically telling them if you're going to stay, you're going to die. So make sure we can identify you, basically.
yeah.
Ugh. So awful. Also the destruction, I was looking at photos this morning of the destruction just in North Carolina, and it just looked apocalyptic. It was horrible.
Right now, remember, this is also it's not the areas on the ocean
Mm.
side because this thing kind of it was weird because most these hurricanes tend to follow the coast.
Yeah.
They kind of move in and same thing on the west coast. It kind of goes up Mexico and then heads to Hawaii,
Mm.
or on this side comes up the Gulf of Mexico and then floats up the east coast. But this one went straight through, right from Florida up and then over to the like it's the west side,
Mm.
hitting Nashville and North Carolina, the far side of North Carolina, the east side.
Right.
Uh, no, the west side, west side. It's just weird. I don't remember seeing that happen before.
Mm.
Yeah.
And of course, there's DeSantis, who's I'll never ask for anything, and now he's all, oh, please help me, trying to be
I,
relevant again.
I mean, because even the Texas ones tend to hit Texas and then go to the east.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Mm.
But yeah, these hurricanes are just getting, they seem to be getting worse and worse and worse.
Mhm.
We haven't had a five yet, so usually September's like towards the end of it, but we're only to H.
Yeah.
That seems weird.
Yeah.
It seems weird because usually,
Well,
usually the hurricanes don't go past October, but they tend to be slowing down in October.
right. And we're having 100-degree weather out here in October, and they're having like it's just
Yeah.
the climate change is just so in your face, and there's still assholes who are denying it. I think they know. They just,
Well, they can't figure out how to make money out of it
yeah.
from it. So it's not it's nothing because and also they know that okay, here I am, I'm this age.
Hmm.
Um, Nothing terrible is going to happen in my lifetime. Too
Right.
bad in my lifetime. So why worry about it?
Yeah. I'm rich enough that I can fly out before it hits. Um, Also, I want to send a chub hug out to Nephi, and he is going to do a breast cancer walk with his sister, who recently um, had surgery and for breast cancer, and so he is going to go to support her in her walk. And so I want to send chub hugs out to his sister, and for doing that because it's pretty huge thing. Um, anyway, all right. Well, let's get into some news. In a historic victory for LGBTQ rights, Thailand has become the first Southeast Asian country to legalize same-sex marriage. The bill passed earlier this week by Parliament and made official with King Maha.
The king.
Yes, the king, and his royal assent. will take effect in 120 days, with the first weddings expected in January. This makes Thailand the third Asian nation alongside Taiwan and Nepal to recognize marriage equality. LGBTQ activists, somebody there, Sarata, expressed joy, noting the decade-long fight for these rights. The new law introduces gender-neutral terms like partner and grants same-sex couples the same legal rights, including adoption and inheritance. The the Los Angeles County Department of Health reported a sharp rise in monkeypox cases, formerly known, well, now known as Mpox, with cases more than doubling over the past 4 weeks, reaching 52 compared to the 24 in the previous period. 70% of new cases are among unvaccinated individuals, prompting health officials to encourage at-risk communities, which is basically LGBTQ, gay guys, to get the two-dose vaccine, which is widely available for free. Men who have sex with men, transgender individuals, and sex workers are among the highest risk. Mpox spreads through close contact, causing painful rashes and flu-like symptoms, and can sometimes lead to hospitalization. And let me tell you, if you think, oh, it's just, some rashes and this and that, I have seen some videos of somebody who had it, who was talking about it while he had it, and that man went through hell. He said it was one of the most painful things he's ever experienced. So don't think it's a joke. And if you are in LA and you're doing risky stuff, go get the vaccine, please. All right. Now Tom wants to talk to you a little bit about some people who passed this last week.
Well, Barbara Leigh Hunt, the legendary actress of stage and screen, has died. She was 88 years old. Now, I'm not familiar with her, but she did get some love on the internet. So, because sometimes it's like, I don't know, these like John Aston. He was from Beverly Hills Cop. He played I think he was the chief. I'm not sure what his, yeah, but he was in both. He was in the last one that just came out last or this year. He was in that one. But he was 76. And he seemed older than 76.
Yeah.
I was surprised that he was that young. We also had let's see, Otumbo, a basketball Hall of Famer, first name to not be pronounced. He was also an NBA global ambassador. He died at 58, which is that's young.
Yeah.
Then we had Tony Award winning Gavin Creel, known for his roles in Thoroughly Modern Millie, Hair, Book of Mormon, which he won the Olivier Award for, and Hello Dolly with Bette Midler that he won the Tony for Best Supporting Actor. He was 48 years old. He found out 2 months ago that he had some unusual sarcoma, and it took him in 2 months.
God, that is just awful. I was just watching some of his performances, like from the Book of Mormon today, and he was so good.
Yeah, and he originated that. He wasn't the original Broadway cast, but when it went to London, he was the original Elder Price in it. So that's what he won the Olivier. Chris Christopherson, a Rhodes Scholar and actor, songwriter, country music star, A-lister. He was the best. Well, the thing I always remember for is A Star Is Born with Barbra Streisand.
Yeah.
And he sang Evergreen in that. So it's just something to remember. He died at 88 years old.
Yeah, amazing.
And then this is one that really shocked me, was Drake Hogestyn from Days of Our Lives, John Black from Days
Yeah.
of Our Lives. He died. He was 70 years old, and that was Saturday. And on Sunday, he would have been 71 years old. So he died the day before his birthday.
Oh,
And and then finally, the big one.
yeah.
Well, the one that hurt most for me was Dame Maggie Smith,
Hmm.
star of everything. And
Yeah.
she died at 89 years old. But it was weird because she did something that not a lot of people get to do, which is become more famous at the end of her career than she was. I mean, at the beginning of her career, she was a British star, did a lot of British stuff, and
Hmm.
then in the '70s, she moved over and had started doing mainstream movies where she was starring in, and she won the Oscar for Prime and Miss Jean Brodie, and then went on to and then she started being funny,
Hmm.
which was it was weird because I don't know how funny she was before because I don't know what she was doing back in her early career because most of that was television and it was so I don't know, but she I guess it was Murder by Death was her first big comedy where she played uh it was Dick and Dora, Charleston, I believe that's the name. But it was her and David Niven were playing Nick and Nora from the old Thin Man series. It was if you haven't seen Murder by Death, it's a terrific show. Neil
Yeah.
Simon wrote the screenplay. It's filled with I mean, there's a ton of people in it, but Maggie Smith plays this, very uptight, um, you know, a lady detective, the wife of a detective, but she was always part of it. And she's so funny in it. My favorite line was that they said, "Yeah, we found the butler, but he was naked." And she goes, "Well, what would anybody want to do with a naked butler?" And her husband goes, whispers into her ear, and she goes, "Oh, that's tacky. That's really tacky."
That's the one where they were counting the bullet holes or something, and like, oh,
Yeah.
that one's not a bullet hole.
Mm, yeah. So, but it's and then she went on the next year to win the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in California Suite,
Mm.
which made her the only person to ever win an Oscar for losing the Oscar because her character in the
Oh,
movie had come to California because she was nominated for an Oscar. She loses the Oscar, but then wins the Oscar. So I just a little fun fact.
yeah.
But then and then she was doing a lot of stuff in between, in the '80s and '90s, and then boom, here comes Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
and Sister Act and
well, yeah, but that
yeah.
was, I mean, that stuff in the '90s because it wasn't just Sister Act. I mean, it was Sister Act, but she also was doing uh, just all she did a bunch of Agatha Christie stuff, all
Mm.
those murder mysteries. She did, and it was Gosford Park. I remember, and she was so good in that.
Mm.
But then Harry Potter came in and completely but took this older woman and made her a child star, a star for children,
Yeah.
and she became this loving, character,
Hmm.
that she, and then Downton Abbey came out, and it was just, and so she was. It was so lovely seeing her have this kind of rise to stardom again, even though because she was
Hmm.
playing supporting stuff for the longest time, and then she was still supporting, but she was a lead at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
she's the
watched it
one.
for
She's
her.
right, and she, yeah, I think it was the Murder by Death was when I first fell in love with her,
Mm.
and just carried on. She always had a kind of a character, funny characters, uh, but don't fuck with her at the same time.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes.
uh, but and I
Yeah.
just I always loved her, so that's why this one hurts so much, because I mean it's not like she really hadn't slowed down. She was still making, you know, movies. I mean, she did the Downton Abbey movie just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah. A
Uh,
lot of people on Facebook were saying that they felt like they had lost a family member.
well, yeah, and it was also I don't think because last week we had unfortunately we lost oh God, now I'm blank on his name because I'm thinking of Maggie Smith. But James Earl Jones, we lost
Oh,
James Earl Jones
yeah.
actually last week during the show,
Mm.
and I saw a lot of stuff on X and a lot of stuff on Facebook, but Maggie Smith, I mean, I couldn't even see any shit from the Republicans on X because there was too much Maggie Smith love.
Yeah.
I mean, just crazy. And all three of the kids from Harry Potter, they all had such lovely things to say about her.
Yeah.
Actually, you can throw in what's it, Tom? What's his name? The
Oh,
bad
Tom
kid.
Felton.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said that that he knew he could always go to her if he was upset or confused or you know but then all the kids could do that.
Yeah.
And so anyway,
Oh, that's
so
so cool.
but I'm glad that the love was there for her as well. So
Yeah. All right. Well, there's a lot of big ones this time. But and now, of course, Tom wants to talk to you about his week.
well, I'm still enjoying. We started watching Veep again, and uh, it's so funny listening to the way the politics and just like they want to get this bill passed, but to get this bill passed you have to bullshit with this guy and then bullshit with this guy and just watching the first of all the bantering between the characters but the juggling of
Yeah.
garbage that they have to do and it's pretty realistic to what's going
Yeah.
on so that's been a lot of fun to watch. Let's see, on Big Brother this week, MJ, or last week, MJ wins HOH. She puts up Chemo and Angela, and then MJ wins the veto and takes down Chemo and puts up Leah. And then Leah goes home. And then surprise, it's a double elimination. So they go through all the HOH, they go through the veto, they put up Angela and Chemo, and again, but this time Angela goes home or goes to jury. Leah and Angela both go to the jury, but I'll tell you, it was so funny because Angela, they get their speech, they get to go out and talk to Julie after they get thrown out.
Mm.
And we sped through it because I just didn't want to hear it. And it's funny. And then I'm reading on Facebook, people are going, I had to, yeah, one guy showed a picture of his television muted and it said mute in the corner because she was just so obnoxious and so,
Huh.
it reminds me of remember the woman back a few years ago, she went on to do um, Rachel. She was like
Ah,
she was like the Rachel of this season. So I'm glad to see her go, even though it's only going to be a week, really, that we're
uh,
without, but anyway, blah. Okay, so on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, um, actually Global All Stars, I should say. Just a minute. Um, let's see, where am I? Okay. Uh, let's see. Okay, sorry. Something flashed on my screen and it got me confused.
huh.
Okay, so Canada ends up going home. They had a roast and she ends up going home, but she lip synced against Norway's what is called the lip sync assassin. Well, I'm calling her the lip sync assassin now. She is so good. The Norway girl is so good at these lip syncs. And it's not that she's, because you get some of these girls in there flipping and cartwheels and splits
Yeah.
and stuff. She just commands the stage like Roxy that from All Stars the last All Stars. She's just terrific, and so I'm really excited about her. Let's see, finished up The Perfect Couple. It was really fun. It was really fun, but it was they threw in so many red herrings. It was ridiculous. And it's funny because the only person that ended up not being a red herring was the killer. I'll say that. Yeah, it won't ruin anything because you don't know until the end. But
Okay.
it was just crazy. Survivor TK went home, and which was good because he wouldn't shut up. He's one of those people that just kept talking and talking and talking and talking, and not about anything, and not to you, but at you. It was like, it's just like it was like shut up. So I was happy about that. Let's see. On the Golden Bachelorette, they had a prom, and I'm still a little shaken the fact that I'm older than like most of the cast. So are the contestants. That's really unnerving. The Circle this week, we're we're down to the end of the competition, and this Friday we get the final episode to find out who ends up winning. So, but it's been a fun one. They've got these two twins, identical twins, who are playing one of the twins' girlfriends. So he's a cat. They're catfish, and it's like they think they're so hot, and they are goofy fucking boys, is what they are. I watched a show called The Deliverance. This is on Netflix. It's a movie with Glenn Close, and well, she plays the mother in it, but she's got a nice juicy role in it. It's a house has a demon in it, and it's possessing the kids. But she was really good in it because she's the mother of a black woman with and she's got her grandchildren, and it's because she likes black men. She's always going after the black guys, and she's supposed to be she's playing her age, and yet she's dressing like Forever 21. So it was a fun, juicy role for her. I understood why she took the role. But there's this one scene where they're all sitting in the living room watching Valley of the Dolls, and it's the scene where Susan Hayward comes into the bathroom, um, and what's her name? Sean Astin's mother, Patty Duke, is in there, and they're bantering with each other, but the family has seen the movie so much that they know all the lines in it, and so it was just quite funny watching them all just follow along with this show, and with a family that you wouldn't expect to be watching Valley of the Dolls. It was that I think that even made it funnier, just because these kids are most of the kids are there's like a high school, junior high school, and an elementary age kids, so they should not know Valley of the Dolls. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Oh, I've started a new show on Hulu called Out There: Crimes of the Paranormal, and so far, and it's more like a documentary series. It's I don't think they had any reenactments. They may have had. Oh no, the reenactments are kind of like done in cartoon form, so they're not. This is what the story was type stuff, but it's all these interviews. So it was the Lizard Man of Tennessee and the Goat Man of Kentucky. And the Goat Man of Kentucky was really interesting because what the story was that a carnival or circus train had overturned near where this happened, or where the Goat Man is, and the Goat Man was killed, or they never found him, or whatever. The guy who was the Goat Man, it's like the fat lady, the Goat Man. And so what happened was there's this train trestle, which is like in Stand By Me, where the whole thing is to travel it, and you got to get across before the next train comes. Well, the thing is that the kids go up there and do that, and what happens is when you hear the goat man, you look and see, and you're basically, you see his glowing eyes, and what that really is that the train's coming, and they can't get away fast, and it's so high that they get killed on this train trestle. And so there's been like multiple kids that have died on this thing, going out to see to see if they can see the goat man. And it's like, you're not going to get me to run across a fucking trestle. The train comes 27 times a day. A train comes across that thing. So you can say, oh, it's one an hour, or it's one every, it could be 15 minutes, and they usually run more at nighttime because of less traffic and, less to worry about. So yeah, that was good. It's kind of a fun show, but it's not a great show. It's fun. That I saw they had a second one, which was about some lights that they saw, and it's trying to insinuate, aliens and stuff. But the lizard and the goat they were funny. On I guess it's back to Hulu or ABC. The Floor with Rob Lowe season 2 is back. And I watched the first episode, and it's just so boring. And it's boring because they've got 100 people on this chessboard, and it doesn't get any good until, as far as the game goes, until the very end. The last episode is the best episode, because you got to just root through 100 people
and their backstories,
and then they all specialize in something. So if it's disco songs, and some, if it's not an interesting subject, then it makes the show even less interesting. So I don't know that I can. I sped through most of it because it was so boring. Started a new show on this is Hulu as well. It's Grotesquerie. I think, I'm not sure how it's spelled.
Oh yeah, I heard of that one. Okay.
But it's the woman from Reno 911, the black lady, who was just won the Emmy last year for playing Jeffrey Dahmer's neighbor who turned him in. She plays the lead detective, and there's been some culty like murders. Like the first murder is so disgusting. But it's it was just it's weird because you don't see much. It's not like there's a lot of gore, but boy, they tell you it's a lot of gore. And so it was quite fun, except she's a horrible alcoholic, and her daughter is trying to eat herself to get fat enough to go on my 600-pound life. And then she's working with a nun who she's a journalist nun who writes for a paper, like a Christian or Catholic, whatever they are, paper, and she's specializes in like murder and culty kind of stuff. So they're working together, and there's this really hot priest that likes to go in his room and flail himself. And we got to see that part. That was good. And he flails himself right after he finishes jerking off.
Oh, well, that's the one.
And by the way, it's a Ryan Murphy show. So.
Oh, well, that makes even more sense.
Yeah, see, it all comes into. Then there's another new show on Netflix called Culinary Class Wars, and this is a Korean thing, a Korean cooking cook-off show. They start off with 80 up-and-coming cooks, and then they go against each other, and then until they get down to 20 of the 80, and then those 20 go up against 20 of the best of Korea chefs. So it's kind of like the 100 strongest people. Remember they did that?
Oh yeah.
It's a lot like that. It feels a lot like that, but in this case, it's culinary. So And it was fun. Um, I mean, yeah, I actually it was more than fun. It was really interesting. And there's even one of the guys on here is somebody who's been he's Korean, but he's been working in the U.S. He's done Iron Chef U.S. He did Top Chef, so he's well known. So that was kind of nice because at least I knew somebody.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it was interesting, and there's a lot of very cute Korean men in it. I'll warn you about that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to check that one out. Have you, so you haven't started watching Monsters yet?
No.
Yeah, are you going to?
Um, I don't know.
Yeah, I might. I'm not sure yet. And also, speaking of foreign game show type things, do you know that there's a show in Sweden where they take American contestants and they bring them over and who have Swedish like roots in Sweden, and they take them over and they make them go on like these kind of race type things, and if they complete whatever the objective is or whatever, they get information about like their relatives and family and like roots over there. It's going on like 6 or 7 season while our dear friend Mr. Clint applied for the show and they wanted him until they found out that he had already been over there once. And so they want people that haven't had the experience of being over there. But otherwise, they thought he was a perfect candidate. So that was kind of sad that he didn't get that. Anyway. All right. Hey, well, one shows some of the shows that we watched together. English Teacher, episode 5, they go on a camp out.
I
That was
thought that
interesting.
wasn't that episode 4?
Well, could be. I think it was 5, but could be 4. Um, anyway, but yeah, so they go on a camp out and they, well, do things, campy things, dealing with friendship things. Yeah. Uh, it was interesting that they pulled away from the whole relationship thing though, this episode. I wonder if they're gonna keep keep going for the relationship type thing. But remember they had the mother in there, this one that was just so twisted. The more that because I'm like watching this on Disney and I'm thinking that it's still kind of, oh, it's gonna be a little bit lighter because it's a Disney show. And it ain't. Some of the things that that mother was talking about were dirty. So anyway, so you're caught up on the show, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Are you still loving it?
Well, I thought it was funny that she, the teacher who thought everything was the same one you're talking about, how she thought that there's all these urban legends of what goes on when these kids go out camping,
Yeah,
and that was super funny. But I don't like the girl,
best
the best
friend.
friend. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree that I see what they're trying to do with her character, but it's coming off very one note
yeah.
and
because
flat.
because I love the coach and the other male teacher.
Uh-huh.
Their bantering was super funny.
Yes.
But I'm really surprised that they would allow this. This is a thing. This camping thing is an actual thing.
Yeah. Same. Like, why were they even there? But it's still a fun episode, and I'm liking Brian, is that his name? Anyway, whatever his name is, I'm liking him more and more. Um, anyway, then we watched Agatha All Along,
Mm-hmm.
and this was episode 3, and I really enjoyed it. I liked it, and I like that it's fast paced. It's a very very Marvel show.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like it a lot.
Mhm.
I think it's one of those fun shows, and this is one of them that I wish they would just release the whole season so I could watch it all.
Yeah,
But
actually, same. Yeah.
it's poised to come out finish on Halloween, so that's
Uh,
what they're trying to get. Everyone's trying to get um, Halloween shows because you're going to start seeing a lot of original movies. Well, I mean that's why they released that Deliverance thing. So they got all these fun, scary movies that are going into
yeah.
October.
And sadly, they're taking the Good Witch, which I am also watching right now. Actually, will be leaving Netflix today or after today, and that's sad. Now, I think I actually own the seasons, which is good because I can go watch it on Fandango. But for those who don't and want to watch it for their Halloween viewing, it's very sad. So I think it was basically if it goes back to the Hallmark Channel, I think it was probably a grab so that they could get some subs over there for people that want to watch it. But
Well, and also um, I don't know where I was going with that.
hmm,
Go ahead.
okay. How about the Great British Baking Show?
We haven't gotten to watch it yet because Sean's been working.
Ah,
He gets home, we got 2 hours to watch something, and it's usually something we're catching up on, not starting. So we'll get to that this week.
okay. The only comments I have, which are no spoilers at all, is that there are a couple cute guys, and so far John is my pick to make it to the final three.
Okay.
But I think you'll really like pretty much all of the contestants. Um, and then we have Matlock, which turns out I've been like waiting for the second episode, so I looked it up, and the second episode won't be out until October 17th. They kind of wanted to release that as the number one as a preview to get people interested and then bring it on down the line. So we have to wait a couple more weeks before we can watch episode two, and I'm really looking forward to it. And then Mr. Moose has wanted us to watch You and I, which is on Tubi, and comment on it, and I did not get a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah, I didn't either,
Okay.
but I still have it. I still have the
Yeah,
link. I've got everything ready. Just
same.
haven't got to see it yet.
So we will work on that, Mr. Moose. All right, that was it for
Well,
shows we're
now
both
now
watching.
now we can actually talk about Matlock
Oh, yeah, please.
because yeah, it's not a remake as you said,
Hmm.
and she makes the joke, my name's Matlock, just like the other lawyer, the TV show,
Hmm.
and so completely taking it off of being a ripoff of Matlock, or a reboot, let's say, of Matlock, but she's quite a bit like the character. um, um, she's quirky like Elsbeth, but
Mhm.
they have to figure out who the bad guy is or what happened. Where Elsbeth, who the bad one is. So it's just a little reversal on that. It's more traditional detective work, even though she's a lawyer.
Mhm.
But and she's just so terrific. Kathy Bates is
Perfect.
always good. She's good
Mhm.
in everything, and it's got a sweet little twist that we won't tell you about. You have to watch it.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's going to be a really good series. I
It,
just I
yeah.
just don't know, with the twist, how long the series can last.
Right. Yeah, there's got to be a point where they find out, but I think they'll probably do well, I mean, following just a logical course, they'll probably reveal the twists and everything toward the end of this season. And then if it goes into a second season,
Well,
they'll have
it
to
had a
deal with it.
huge opening week,
Yeah.
so
I would love this show to be as good as this episode and last several seasons at least. Especially since Kathy's saying that after this she's done acting.
right.
I mean, go 10 seasons. Be a new Murder She Wrote. I'm good with that. All right, so I watched Rings of Power. Made it. We're at episode 7, and there's a lot of action in this one. Finally, it was actually pretty good. It finally, like, everything's coming together. Everybody's fighting. Everybody's realizing that Sauron is who he is, and he's a big bad guy. It's been manipulating them all. The only thing I really had an issue with this is there was a scene where they made a very graphic cutting the throat of a horse in battle, who is a beloved steed to one of the elves, and like licking his blood. And anyway, so beware of that if you're as, kind of animal sensitive as I am. Then my friend Heather, of course, was over this week, and we watched Young Sheldon. We finished out season 6, and if you watch this show on Max or Paramount or anything else, season 6 is basically where it just ends. And so we believed that it was the ending of the series and went, what the fuck? How could you end it on that? So it left us perplexed until our dear friend Nephi basically said, no, girl, no. There's a season 7. It just got cut short. So it's behind paywalls, so maybe I can figure out how to watch it at some point. But it is such a good series. I am really glad that it actually we have like 12 or 14 more episodes to go. So yay. Of course, we talked about The Good Witch. Watched Penguin on Max. This is actually just watched episode 2. Again, it's really good. It's just it kind of leaves you feeling oogie because it's, in the whole, basically there's no real superhero stuff going on. It's basically just a big crime family mob thing. So if you like that, you're gonna like it. But the acting is great, and yeah, the acting is really good. On Matinee Minutia, we recorded this weekend. It should be out this next week, and we talked about the movie The Telephone with Whoopi Goldberg from 1988, which is a very twisted watch if you have not seen it before. And that's basically it. Got caught up, and looking forward to seeing what we see coming up next week, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Uh, let's get into the advice question here, which is basically an am I wrong? The See, my 5-year-old daughter and my niece, also 5, are in the same class at school. Recently, my sister, niece, and I went out for ice cream, and during our conversation, my sister made fun of several of the kids in their class, including a set of twins my daughter is friends with. She mocked their names, calling them ridiculous and predicting they'd have difficulties because of it. My daughter told her she was being, wait, okay. My daughter told her those kids were her friends, and she said my sister was being unkind. She even mentioned that if her teacher heard such comments, my sister would be sent to the thinking chair and should apologize for being mean. My sister then looked at me expecting support, but I backed up my daughter and said my sister's remarks were unkind. My sister later told me that I was wrong to let my daughter correct her and that children shouldn't call out adults. Am I wrong here?
Okay. The sister that got told that she was being
A bit.
mean.
Yeah,
No, I think it was great that the 5-year-old called her out on that.
I think so too.
And was it in front of the other? Was it
Yeah,
in front? Oh,
they
good.
were all at a table. Yeah.
Because maybe it's good that she hears it from a child, and maybe
Mhm.
she'll stop acting like she is. I mean,
Child. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't think the girl's wrong at all.
Nope. And she were my daughter, I'd back her up too and say, well, you were being mean and you've been told. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I
All right.
mean, it's almost too easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too. But there are the children should be seen and not heard type people still out there. And well, in my case, I don't even need to see them. But fine. But all right. Hey, Chubs. Timothy asks if you had to delete all of the frivolous apps on your phone except for three, which three would you keep?
Well, what do you consider frivolous?
Um, Probably games, uh, the communication apps.
You mean like social media?
Yeah.
That's frivolous?
Well, you don't need
Okay, so text and email are
it.
not frivolous, right?
I would assume.
Okay, then let me take a look real quick. Uh, t- 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 uh, um,
Because now I'm looking at it going, I should delete that app.
yeah,
Delete that app.
I can do a lot of cleaning on this thing. It would probably be Facebook, X, and uh, t- 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 Hey. um, my Planet Fitness check-in app.
Oh, that's a good one. That's hard for me. I would keep, except for three. I'd keep Marco Polo. That's an app where you can do like live videos to someone, but they it's a one-way thing, so they're just watching you. They're not interacting with you.
Ew.
One, no, not like that. Well, I guess it could be like that, but anyway, and then Facebook and probably WhatsApp.
Of course, which is also a nasty little thing.
Uh, that's how I talk to Nephi. So, yeah, and DJ. So, anyway, yeah, I guess I could do without the rest of them, especially since most of them, like YouTube and stuff like that, are all on computer.
Yeah, I don't watch YouTube on my phone
Mhm.
or my pad unless I'm away from home.
Mhm. I usually put YouTube on when I am getting into the shower so that I can listen to the political shows. All right. Hey Chubbs, Timothy wants to know if you were guaranteed the answer to one question, what would the question be? What the fuck is wrong with you know who?
Mine would probably be something like um, see, mine I would probably go for something more like a conspiracy thing, like
Mhm.
Kennedy or
Ah,
aliens, or what's the meaning of life? Something. I mean, who cares about fucking Donald Trump?
ugh.
What's wrong with him? You're going to waste a question on Donald Trump? Okay.
Is he the Antichrist? No. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because I already believe in aliens and all that. So, all right. Hey, Chubbs. Timothy wants to know what holiday do you think is nonsense?
Um. um. God, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Uh. I don't know. I always get myself in trouble.
Yes.
Because I don't like Thanksgiving much.
Yeah.
Because it's just food and it's bad food, and then Halloween is okay, but it's too much. Um, and Valentine's Day is just mean.
Uh,
Um, uh, and Mother's Day and Mother's Day and Father's Day were equal in importance in people's mind, I would say they were fine. But because Mother's Day gets all the love and Father's Day is like, so that I hate that. And of course, I hate the 4th of July because of all the fireworks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like many holidays. Easter's dumb. Um, you know, I don't know. What do you say?
My Valentine's Day for me.
Well,
And it's not like, I'm sure that you'd be like, oh, well, you just don't like it because you don't have a partner. Blah. No, it's stupid. You should be able
well,
to show that love all the
it's
time.
a card and candy holiday.
It really is. Yeah.
I mean, it's they're trying to make sales here. They probably said, okay, well, we go through January and there's nothing really there past New Year's Eve to make cash for us. So
Mhm.
it's like a cash holiday.
Mhm.
You're in the middle of February because it's really the middle,
Mhm.
and it's like cards, flowers, candy,
Mhm.
gifts, jewelry. Restaurants get a one night where they get a big boost
Yep.
in attendance. It's there's and yeah, you don't need a holiday to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It is nonsense. And it's perfectly lovely if you like it and everything. I'm not really knocking the holiday. I'm just saying that for this question with nonsense, it is nonsense.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll agree on that one.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what's in Moose's lunchbox. And by the way, thank you, Timothy. You always ask really good, thoughtful questions or thought-provoking questions. All right, what's in Mrs. Lunchbox? Well, let's start with some roasted turkey breast for dinner. Made stuffing and steamed green beans. I guess just in time for your Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, well, first of all, the stuffing looks really good,
Mm.
and there's by far not enough gravy. And see, I'll eat green beans like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Florence
don't
makes wonderful green beans.
yeah. So, you know, yeah, I mean, it looks beautiful.
Mm.
It's a nice big piece of turkey there.
Yeah. All right, General Tsao chicken
Genocide chicken, yeah.
today, not too hot, and they cut back on the sauce for me. It was good. Mm, bring on the sauce for me.
Well, it's all been coated.
Oh,
That's the thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
because
looks beautiful.
it's a really sticky sauce that they toss it in. And yeah, actually, I like the fact that there was bell pepper instead of broccoli.
Mm,
They always throw broccoli in there, and I want there's actual documentary on where the chicken came from.
mm.
How it came from China,
Oh
and
yeah.
really fascinating. And the one thing they said is, and they would never serve it with steamed broccoli. What's wrong with people? And I always thought that was funny. But I love this is my favorite Chinese chicken to have.
Mm. I will go usually for the orange chicken, sweet and sour pork, orange chicken, but I have learned to love this after you recommended it a couple of years ago.
Yeah, well, and you're talking Panda Express, aren't you?
No, I'm talking about, you know,
Real Chinese food.
okay, so
Oh,
more
Safeway, that doesn't count
Americanized,
either.
more Americanized, but not like, the
Well, because the only thing to eat, I mean, at Panda Express is the orange chicken.
yeah, I mean that's
It's
not bad.
good, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't get the sweet and sour pork there, no. Okay, so fast food barbecue plate was a bit sparse. Smoked turkey, pulled pork, okra, and barbecue beans. Tasted good, but I could have eaten more.
yeah. I'm looking at the picture, and it's just like, um,
Mm,
okay, the beans look to be the biggest thing, and that's not right. It should be
mm,
the meat should be like boom in your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what was the white stuff?
The white stuff was okra,
Beans.
barbecue beans, smoked
Right.
turkey, and pulled pork.
Oh, he didn't mention it. Okay.
Okay, so that stuff up in the corner is turkey.
No, turkey's down here.
And that's
Oh, is that?
pulled pork.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. I
Yeah.
was confused.
Okay.
Because the pork looks good. I thought that was like barbecued shredded turkey.
Yeah.
Yum.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Moose. And if y'all want to send us something that's in your lunchbox, all you got to do is send it to chubsgonewild@gmail.com. All right. Well, Golden Rule Services want you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, visit sacgrs.org. Find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. Find Matt's other projects at and books at justkisstheguy.com. Find all of our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild and give us a call at
69 Chubs.
Yes. I heard most of that. So, all right. Well,
Okay.
thank you so much for joining us and being here and the port and all your feedback. Thank you, Mr. Moose and Mr. Timothy and Sean and everybody that makes this show go. We love you, and we will catch you in a week. Bye.
Bye.
A network of inclusion.
UnivazPods.net.
This show is part of the Pride 48 network.
This has been a For Fuck's Sake production.